6:30 a.m., April 13th, 2026, Melbourne International Airport. Flight Qantas 94 touches down at Gate 2B, carrying two of the most polarizing figures on the planet. But as the doors open, the expected roar of thousands is replaced by a chilling, hollow silence. There is no red carpet, no government motorcade, no official representative from the palace. This is the moment the world realized the Sussex brand was no longer a royal asset, but a commercial liability. Welcome to a breaking investigative deep dive into what experts are calling the Great Australian Catastrophe. If you are watching this on the morning of April 17th, 2026, you are witnessing the final hours of a tour that has devolved into a public relations dumpster fire. Before we peel back the layers of this high-stakes grift, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and comment truth below to join the thousands demanding accountability from those using titles for profit. The timeline of this disaster is a masterclass in strategic failure. On that Monday morning, the Duke and Duchess emerged not as guests of the state, but as private citizens on a commercial jet. The immediate consequence was a diplomatic cold shoulder that sent shockwaves through London. Sources close to Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, suggest the Prince of Wales has issued a strict no-contact directive to his staff, effectively isolating the Sussexes as they attempted to mimic the pomp of their 2018 visit. By 12:15 p.m. on April 14th, the couple arrived at the Royal Children's Hospital. While the cameras captured Meghan Markle embracing patients, the real story was unfolding on the digital back end. Meghan Markle was wearing a silk Oscar de la Renta dress valued at over $1,000. Within 120 minutes of the photos hitting the wires, that exact dress was featured on her new artificial intelligence project, One Off, described as the Spotify of fashion. The mechanism here is as cynical as it is effective. Step 1. Use a hospital for sick children as a free backdrop for high-end photography. Step 2. Trigger real-time sales through a proprietary AI app. Step 3. Convert human compassion into direct retail revenue. Critics are horrified, noting that while Princess Anne and Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, performed thousands of unpublicised engagements for the Crown, the Sussexes appear to be treating a cancer ward like a commercial catalogue. One commentator noted that while Prince Harry looked present in the moment, Meghan Markle's awareness of the camera was absolute. Every smile, every tilt of the head was a calculated frame for a future sale. The tension reached a breaking point on April 15th at Whitton Oval. During a speech for the November charity, Prince Harry reportedly described modern parenting as an upgrade on previous generations. The implication was seen as a direct hit at King Charles III. We are hearing reports that the King, who is currently managing a serious health battle, felt the comment was a public betrayal of his efforts as a single parent. While Prince Harry lectured the crowd on mental well-being, the authority staircase was collapsing beneath him. At 2 p.m. on April 16th, an organised petition was delivered to Victoria Police Headquarters. It contained 52,400 signatures. The demand was simple: stop using Australian tax dollars to fund the security of a private commercial venture. The mechanism of this ATM strategy is now under legal scrutiny. The couple reportedly demands high-level police protection under their royal titles while simultaneously selling tickets to a wellness retreat in Sydney for $4,000 per person. The contrast is staggering. As of this morning, April 17th, 2026, while Catherine, Princess of Wales, maintains a dignified silence during her recovery, the Sussexes are reportedly facing a financial point of failure. Sales for the upcoming yoga retreat have stalled, with over 300 tickets remaining unsold despite the massive media blitz. Prince Harry is now reportedly in a state of psychological distress at a private Sydney resort. The dream of 2018 has become the nightmare of 2026. Is this the end of the quasi-royal tour? Can a brand built on victimhood survive when the world starts looking at the receipts? Drop a comment below. Do you think they should be allowed to keep their titles while selling fashion on the back of hospital visits? Subscribe now as we prepare to release the second chapter of this investigation, where we uncover the secret Sussex survivors dossier. Don't go anywhere. The real story is just beginning. Behind the velvet curtains of the Level 4 recovery ward at Melbourne Children's Hospital, the air was thick with tension that no filtered photograph could capture. While the world saw a duchess leaning in for a compassionate embrace, investigators on the ground noticed something far more clinical. This was not the spontaneous warmth of a working royal. It was a high-production commercial lookbook disguised as a humanitarian visit. Analysts have pointed out that Meghan Markle's camera awareness in that room reached a level of professional precision usually reserved for a film set. Every tilt of the chin, every hand placement on a child's shoulder was perfectly aligned with the lens of her pre-selected photographers. But the real mystery lies in the mechanism operating beneath the surface of this visit. While the public consumed the emotional imagery, a sophisticated digital trap was being sprung. Documents filed with the Division of Corporations in Delaware reveal the quiet registration of a trademark titled One-Off. This isn't just a fashion label. It is a proprietary AI-driven platform designed to link press imagery directly to a global e-commerce engine. The mechanism works with ruthless efficiency. As the shutter clicks in a Melbourne hospital, the metadata is synced in real time. Within minutes, the silk fabric draped over the Duchess is identified, tagged, and uploaded to the One-Off application. This creates a direct bridge between a child's recovery room and a consumer shopping cart. It is an unprecedented breach of traditional royal protocol, which strictly forbids the monetization of charitable engagements. Experts in medical ethics are already raising alarms about the monetization of pathology, using the vulnerability of sick children to drive retail traffic. To understand the depth of this calculation, we have to look at the authority staircase provided by the Sussex Survivor Squad, a group of former aides who have witnessed the inner workings of this machine. They have leaked internal communications, including emails sent at 4 a.m. on the day of the hospital visit. These records don't discuss patient care or charitable goals. Instead, they provide tactical instructions on lighting angles and wardrobe focus frames, ensuring that the brand remains the center of the narrative, not the hospital. Compare this to the standards set by the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh or the Princess Royal. When genuine members of the royal family visit such institutions, the cameras are often secondary, and the commercial potential is zero. In London, the reaction from Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, has been one of quiet horror. Sources indicate that Prince William views this quasi-royal approach as a parasitic use of a legacy they claim to have abandoned. While Catherine, Princess of Wales, focuses on her path to recovery with a dignity that requires no metadata tags. Her brother-in-law and his wife appear to be treating the Commonwealth as a series of backdrops for a luxury startup. The question that remains is one of motive. If the goal is truly philanthropy, why is every gesture tied to a Delaware-registered business entity? Why does the pity party narrative always seem to coincide with a product launch? As this tour moves toward the high-stakes wellness retreat in Sydney, the cracks in the facade are beginning to widen. The elite Australian public, known for their no-nonsense attitude, is starting to see the strings. What happens when the audience stops watching the performance and starts auditing the intent? The answers are hidden in the financial filings and the deteriorating mood behind the scenes at the Sussex's private compound. The curtain is falling, and what's behind it might be far colder than the public ever imagined. Language is a weapon in the hands of a professional victim. And at Whitton Oval in Melbourne, Prince Harry pulled the trigger. During a high-profile session on mental well-being, the Duke of Sussex dropped a single word that has sent a tectonic shudder through the halls of Buckingham Palace. While discussing his role as a father, Prince Harry described his children as an upgrade on the previous generation of parenting. On the surface, it sounds like modern therapy speak, the kind of aspirational dialogue favored in Montecito. But for those who understand the nuance of royal messaging, this wasn't an observation. It was a calculated strike. To call your children an upgrade is to implicitly label your own father's parenting as a legacy system, faulty, outdated, and in need of replacement. This remark comes at a time when King Charles III is not only navigating the immense burden of the crown, but is also engaged in a grueling battle with cancer. Critics are pointing to the sheer historical blindness of Prince Harry's narrative. King Charles III was a man who, in the wake of the tragedy of 1997, had to navigate the impossible terrain of being a single parent to two grieving boys while preparing to lead a nation. To dismiss that profound struggle as a version of parenting that required an upgrade is being described by royal insiders as a metaphorical knife in the back. The reaction from the core of the royal family has moved beyond mere disappointment. It has transitioned into a strategy of total containment. Sources close to Prince William indicate that he has officially entered a state of absolute blackout. The mechanism of this response is a defensive firewall. Prince William has reportedly issued a firm directive to all household staff: zero information regarding the family's private life, particularly Catherine, Princess of Wales's medical recovery, is to reach the Sussexes. The Prince of Wales is no longer just a brother. He is a protector. After the unprecedented leaks in the memoir Spare, the fear is that any fragment of information shared with Prince Harry will eventually be packaged and sold as part of a future streaming deal or a mental health keynote. Princess Anne, often considered the family's moral compass and the hardest working member of the institution, is reportedly appalled. Observers suggest she viewed the upgrade remark as a total betrayal of the tradition of service. For Princess Anne, the royal role is about duty that looks outward, not an endless, narcissistic introspection that searches inward for flaws in one's own lineage. Adding to this tension is the presence of Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, who is currently conducting her own engagements in remote rural Australia. The contrast is devastating for the Sussex brand. While Meghan Markle is accused of using hospital wards as commercial sets for her one-off fashion platform, Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, is on the ground engaging with local communities, without the glare of Hollywood lighting or pay-to-play access tiers. One side is performing service. The other is performing for a paycheck. This quasi-royal tour has exposed a deepening fracture that may be permanent. As Prince Harry continues his cycle of public therapy, he seems increasingly isolated from the very family he claims he wants to reconcile with. In London, the silence is deafening. And in Australia, the public mood is shifting, from curiosity to a sharp, cynical realization. As we move closer to the final events in Sydney, the question is no longer whether reconciliation is possible, but rather what version of the truth Prince Harry will try to sell next when the current upgrade narrative fails to find an audience. The stakes are rising, and the palace is no longer just watching. They are closing the gates. To understand why the streets of Melbourne and Sydney are currently vibrating with a specific type of Australian fury, one must look past the stage smiles and delve into the ledger. This is not a story of a family visit. It is a breakdown of a financial strategy that critics are calling parasitic power. The mechanism is as sophisticated as it is cynical. For the first time, the ATM Australia blueprint is being laid bare for the public to see. The strategy operates through a three-step cycle designed to privatise profits while socialising the costs. Step 1 involves the tactical use of the Duke and Duchess titles. Although Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are no longer working royals, they insist on the use of these designations in all official correspondence with Australian authorities. This is not about prestige. It is about security protocols. Internationally, these titles trigger a high-value individual assessment. Even without official guest of government status, the sheer weight of their past association forces local authorities to provide a level of protection that a standard celebrity would never receive. This leads directly to Step 2, the activation of public funding. By positioning themselves as royal-adjacent figures, the Sussexes effectively force the state of Victoria and the New South Wales government to dip into public safety budgets. We are talking about police motorcades, specialised tactical units, and logistical cordons, estimated to cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. On paper, the couple claims the trip is privately funded, but that claim only covers their luxury accommodation and business-class flights. The massive security detail required to move them through a city is being paid for by the Australian taxpayer. Step 3 is where the ATM metaphor becomes reality. Under the umbrella of this state-funded security, the couple hosts high-priced, exclusive events. The upcoming Her Best Life Wellness Retreat in Sydney is a prime example. With tickets priced between $2,000 and $4,000, the revenue generated is entirely private. This is the Sussex arbitrage. They use the public's police force to secure a venue where they then charge that same public an astronomical fee for a few hours of guided manifestation and sound healing. The consequence of this mechanism is a deepening sense of exploitation. In the eyes of many locals, Australia is not being treated as a sovereign nation to be served, but as a lucrative market to be harvested. This is why the petition at Victoria Police Headquarters, now boasting over 52,400 signatures, is so significant. It is a formal demand for an audit of the security-to-profit ratio of this tour. Legal experts are now questioning the mechanism, arguing that if an event is a commercial venture, the organisers, not the state, should cover the full cost of security. The ATM strategy relies on the public not understanding how the gears turn. It relies on the distraction of a hospital visit to mask metadata-linked fashion sales, and the appearance of philanthropy to mask $3,000 retreat tickets. But as of April 17, 2026, the Australian public has stopped watching the performance and started examining the bill. The mood in Sydney is no longer one of excitement, but of growing skepticism, like a creditor waiting for payment. As the couple prepares for their final stretch, the question hanging over the harbour is simple. How much longer can the Sussexes charge the world for a service they no longer provide? The answer may be hidden in the empty seats of their most expensive events. The atmospheric tension surrounding this Australian tour reached a fever pitch this week when Meghan Markle leaned into her most controversial narrative yet, the legend of the global victim. During a session focused on digital safety, the Duchess of Sussex claimed that she had been the most trolled person in the world for the last 10 years, describing a decade of non-stop online bullying. But as this statement echoed through the community halls of Melbourne and Sydney, it hit a wall of cold, hard reality that no PR team could dismantle. The optics of this claim were particularly jarring. Meghan Markle delivered these remarks while standing alongside representatives of Australia's Indigenous communities, groups that have faced centuries of systemic oppression, land appropriation, and genuine physical and cultural erasure. To stand in the presence of those who have survived institutionalized hardship and complain about social media comments was described by local commentators as a tone-deaf exercise in narcissism. The contrast was impossible to ignore. On one side, historical trauma, on the other, the grievances of a multimillionaire living in a Montecito mansion who refuses to disconnect from the platforms she claims are harming her. Critics are now asking a question that has become the anthem of this tour. Why not just close the laptop? For 10 years, the Duchess has had every resource available to exit the digital arena. Unlike the vulnerable youth she claims to champion, she possesses the financial and social security to simply walk away from the screen. Instead, the mechanism of her public identity appears to require this constant state of conflict. It is what analysts call the victimhood flip, a psychological maneuver in which a public figure uses perceived trauma as a shield against accountability, labeling all dissent as trolling. The Sussexes, critics argue, effectively attempt to outlaw public opinion. However, the investigative trail tells a more revealing story. While Meghan Markle claims to be the most hated person on the planet, social media engagement metrics suggest something very different. Not active hate, but growing irrelevance. Data analysts monitoring the 2026 tour confirm that her digital engagement, likes, shares, and genuine audience interest has dropped by 40% compared to its peak in 2018. The public isn't trolling at the scale she suggests, they are simply moving on. The most damning evidence of this decline didn't occur online. It happened in the real world. On the 4th floor of the Royal Children's Hospital on April 14th, there was a strange, hesitant silence as the couple walked through the halls. It wasn't a room full of trolls. It was a room full of people who were no longer captivated by the Sussex mystique. And that silence is the one thing the Sussex brand cannot monetize. You can sell a dress through an AI app, you can sell tickets to a wellness retreat, but you cannot buy back the electric buzz of a public that once truly believed in you. As the tour enters its final 48 hours, the most trolled narrative is beginning to look like a desperate attempt to reclaim a spotlight that is rapidly fading. Behind the scenes in Sydney, reports are emerging of a hunker-down mentality within the Sussex camp. The gap between the victim narrative and the ATM-style business model is becoming too wide to ignore. In the quiet corners of the palace, royal staff are reportedly observing this unraveling with a mixture of vindication and deep institutional sadness. The laptop may still be open, but the world is starting to look away. What happens when the most trolled person realizes the world isn't angry anymore? It's just bored. The answer lies in the empty seats along Sydney Harbour. As the sun sets over Sydney Harbour on April 17, 2026, the so-called ATM tour of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle has reached what experts describe as a fracture point. The curated smiles have vanished, replaced by a frantic behind-the-scenes scramble that suggests the tour hasn't just failed. It has fundamentally broken the Sussex machinery. Based on the data, the diplomatic cold shoulder, and the financial weight of the situation, analysts have outlined 3 possible scenarios for the immediate future of the Duke and Duchess. Scenario 1. 60% probability the brand split. This is the most likely outcome. Prince Harry is reportedly on the verge of a psychological breaking point. The pressure of performing a royal role he claims to reject, combined with a hostile public reception, has reached critical levels. While Prince Harry retreats into isolation in their private Sydney suite, Meghan Markle is expected to move in the opposite direction. Analysts suggest she will double down on her one-off fashion platform, emerging as a solo commercial force, effectively separating her brand from her husband's declining public image. In this scenario, Prince Harry becomes increasingly reclusive in Montecito, while Meghan Markle evolves into a global retail figure. Scenario 2, 30% probability the media counterattack. This involves a strategic retreat to California, followed by a narrative reset. A potential multi-part documentary series, something akin to The Cold Continent, could attempt to reframe the Australian public's indifference as a coordinated campaign of bullying or bias. This aligns with what critics describe as the established Sussex playbook. When present reality fails, repackage the past. Scenario 3, 10% probability the royal intervention. The most extreme, and least likely, scenario involves direct action from King Charles III and Prince William. This would mean formally initiating steps to remove the Sussex titles, in an effort to protect the monarchy from further commercial exploitation. While this could stabilize the institution, the legal and constitutional complexities make it highly unlikely in the short term. Why is scenario 1 the most realistic? Because, for the first time, there appears to be a fracture in their professional alignment. Meghan Markle's relentless commercial drive, symbolized by those early morning strategy emails, is now in direct conflict with Prince Harry's increasingly fragile emotional state. He appears to be a man grieving a lost identity. She appears to be a CEO managing a brand under pressure. As we conclude this investigation, the most chilling detail isn't the empty seats, or even the 52,000 signature petition. It is the reported Home Office ultimatum. Sources suggest that an official courier from the United Kingdom's Home Office delivered a private dossier to the couple's security team. The contents reportedly involve a formal review of their residency status and the international use of their titles for non-diplomatic commercial activity. Is this the final sunset for the Hollywood royals? While Prince Harry sits in silence in a darkened room overlooking the Sydney Opera House, the digital machine continues to run. And one haunting question remains. If Meghan Markle is truly the victim she claims to be, why is the metadata still being uploaded? Who is really controlling the narrative? And the laptop? At 4 a.m., the Sussex brand stands at a crossroads, and the world is finally auditing the truth. If this investigation opened your eyes to the mechanism behind this so-called royal tour, show your support by hitting the like button and subscribing for the next update. Don't forget to ring the bell so you don't miss our upcoming deep dive into the Home Office dossier. What do you think Prince Harry's next move will be? Tell us in the comments. We're reading every single one.